What's up, my healthy little honeyberries? This is Rob from The Gay Guy Plays, and today we are back with another installment of the Weekly Nightwave, the series where we take a look at this week's acts and find the most efficient or most entertaining way to take them on. Now, unfortunately, I have gone and quarantined all of my Warframes in the current state of the world, but I figured that we would actually go ahead and have a fairly big focus on the weekly watch list. I've actually compiled a whole bunch of things that I've watched, that I'm planning to watch, things that I'm excited for, and maybe ask you guys for a couple recommendations as well. But before we jump into that, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with Nightwave, which, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, this might be a good way to kind of like catch up if you haven't already, because as many of you guys know, Scarlet Spear is coming up as early as next week, so you guys do have a couple days to kind of like grind out some of the things that you've missed if you haven't already hit 30. So everybody who's playing catch up, hallelujah for you. Now let's get started. First and foremost, for our dailies, we have Deep Freeze, which is kill 150 enemies with cold damage. Executioner, kill 10 enemies with finishers. Invader, complete 9 invasion missions of any type. And that's our first weekly. Jailer, we have complete 3 capture missions, which hopefully we can complete within the Invader missions. Polarize a weapon companion or Warframe not in the simulacrum. Sound Sleeper, complete 3 nightmare missions of any type. Venus Bounty Hunter, complete 5 different bounties in the Orb Valis. We have Ascendant, complete 4 Halls of Ascension on Lua. And finally, we have Elite Test Subject, which is complete. Elite Test Subject is probably not the greatest name for something in this day and age. But complete 8 zones of Elite Sanctuary Onslaughts. Now, like I was saying earlier, you could probably go ahead and knock out Invader as well as Jailer in the same time. And let me tell you right now, with Elite Test Subject, it actually makes things very, very easy to level up your weapons. So you can go ahead and toss a Forma in something and usually knock it out in like 2 rounds of Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. So that's definitely something that you can do fairly easily. The rest of these ones are kind of separate, as in the Venus Bounty Hunter and the Sound Sleeper. The Nightmare missions you can also do with a little bit of capture to knock that out too. And lastly, complete Halls of Ascension on Lua. I'm going to tell you one thing. At first, I thought that was going to be one of the biggest pain in the asses to do when it came down to the weekly missions. But legit, just go into a public mission on Lua, like one of the exterminates or one of the captures, and yo, a lot of the people just ain't fucking around. They'll just get into that mission, go ahead and do the challenges, and like, they'll split off. Like, they'll be in 2 different rooms, so they'll knock out a couple of the Ascension missions at once if they're there. So, hallelujah to public missions. It's probably the only place that you really want to expose yourself this week. Now, like I was saying a little bit earlier, we do have Scarlet Spear coming up soon, but we also don't have any word on Glass Maker. So just keep your eyes on the cred offerings and make sure that you're picking up some things that you need whenever they rotate in. So if there are a couple helmets you missed out on, maybe some of the weapon skins that you need to do as well, or some Kuva. Like literally, I'm 500,000 Kuva right now. Almost 500,000 Kuva, but coming very, very soon. So do that. And also, if you're anal like me, I literally have 2 levels away before I get up to 40, so I don't feel bad. Make sure you get yourself in, or 3 levels actually, in order to get yourself to a nice even number, very similarly to what I did last time. So, as you guys know, the state of the world in its current form, you know, Warframe isn't the only place where virus is strong right now. So I figured that what I would go ahead and do is compile a nice lengthy list for the weekly watch list, but I'm also very curious because this is just like the stuff that's currently out now. If you guys want something a little bit more in-depth, and I will go ahead and post that up on my lifestyle channel, let me know if that's something that you're interested in, because there's like a big backlog of TV series and movies that I've literally loved, like the must watches for each of these different platforms. So let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in seeing over there. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and kick things off with 2 quick kind of series announcements. On HBO, as many of you guys know, if you have not canceled your membership yet, like I have continuously forgotten to do, Westworld Season 3 is out tonight. If you have never watched Westworld, it's really, really good. It's suspenseful. There's androids, there's like violence. It's a lot. There's a lot of things going on over there. And the season 3 is out tonight. I personally actually did not finish season 2, so I'm gonna go ahead and work through all of that. But for those of you guys who have finished season 2, there are some character catch-ups, so you can, you know, refresh yourself as to what happened with each character in the previous season. So that is coming up if you guys have not already put that on your radar. Next up, we're going to jump over to Amazon Prime, where we have Hunters Season 1. Now, this one, I don't know how I feel about this. The reviews on it don't look all that great. Like, there's like 3 out of 5 stars. But it's all about vigilante Nazi hunters. Which, straight out of the gate, I was like, interesting. They've put together a ragtag group of people to take down... And this is period, so this isn't like this day. It's kind of like, it looks like it's maybe in the 60s, 70s, something along those lines. But I was watching the trailer to see if it was worth mentioning, and yo, there's some interesting action that goes on here, including bowling balls, blow torches, and a grenade launcher. So they've definitely piqued my curiosity, and it's definitely something that I will check out once I have the time. The other thing that I want to mention that's on Amazon Prime that some people are going to get mad at me for is I've been watching The Expanse. Like, listen, there are plenty of reasons to unsub for me. Don't let this be the reason. But, I don't, like, I can watch it, but I'm not super duper into it. Okay, let's move along from that fact and jump into Netflix, because there's a couple things that I did watch on it recently that are absolutely fantastic. First and foremost, we have Altered Carbon Season 2. Now, I don't feel like it was as good as Season 1. Just putting that out there. However, I do feel like it is pretty fucking solid. Like, Anthony Mackie. Whew! Like, I don't know. He was a good-looking man before, but, like, there was something that happened to him in Altered Carbon Season 2 that I was just like, damn, sir, I cannot wait to watch you in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That is fantastic. And then the other one that I really wanted to point out that I recently completed, and I'm so sad that there weren't more episodes, but something called Ugly Delicious. If you've never watched it, I think that this is their 2nd season, but it is freaking amazing. Now, it's about food. It's like a food documentary. So basically they go and they focus on different types of food, but it also kind of talks about the social issues that come with it, because of course they're foods from minority groups or foods from majority groups, and how they kind of like translate through different cultures. And I think that it is so fascinating on a whole nother level, and really kind of, in this day and age, unites us as people and reminds us that we're all human beings, we all need nourishment, and that we all really like good fucking food. So check out Ugly Delicious if you have not watched it. Now, speaking about more social things, we're gonna jump into the things I have not watched yet, but are on my personal weekly watch list. So we have 100 Humans. And basically, it's a social experiment. They take 100 people for all different walks of life across the United States. They bring them all together, and they do these experiments to answer some of life's interesting questions. Like, what makes people attractive? Like, when are you what age are you the happiest? So, like, they go into deep stuff like that, but the previews all are, like, asking some weird shit. They're like, who wants to get tortured? Like, all right, who's gonna donate some semen? It's weird, but it looks like it's gonna be smart and weird. So I'm down for checking that out. Next up, this one is because stupid Rebecca won't stop tweeting about it. Well, actually, she tweeted about it maybe twice, and it like stuck in my brain. But Castlevania. I have not watched Castlevania yet. I know that a lot of you guys have. Let me know how you feel about it down in the comments below. But it stayed in my brain, and then it blossomed into something, because some people were saying that some people who had watched it were very upset about some gay scenes that were in there. And I was like, Castlevania gay scenes? Okay, maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I'll watch it. We'll go ahead and check that out, because it did look good. It's just kind of like I missed the initial Castlevania train. Now, speaking of gay sexiness, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, there's more episodes on Netflix. I'm aware that I could probably find more on like Crunchyroll or Hulu, but yo, my subscription like list is like too long, and I ain't trying to pay for all of that. But there is a new season out, so I'm excited to check that out. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is incredibly bizarre, and I kind of love every minute of it. It's just weird. It's just one of those weird animes that you gotta get into. It's got such a big fan following that you can't kind of deny. It's like, you could be like, it's weird, but you can't say that it's not good. So definitely check that one out. And then last but not least, when it comes down to standard shows, I guess I would say, we have Kingdom. And I was looking at it because I needed something to fill the role of Into the Badlands. I like me a little kung fu, I like me a little action, and it looks to be this, like, it looked like a Korean, like, period drama. But under the tags, it said violent and exciting. And I'm like, okay, so you're on season 2 now, so maybe I should go and check it out because I really do need a little, like, stylized spectacle kung fu in my life. If you guys have any good recommendations, go ahead and leave that down in the comments below as well, pertaining specifically to stylized kung fu movies. I like me a little, you know, what is it called, Shaolin Soccer, and there was, oh my god, Kung Fu Hustle. That shit is fantastic. I mean, that's not this. This seems a little bit more intense than that, like more serious. But I love that shit. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close this off real quick because I'm going to give you guys something that I don't normally recommend, but some stand-up comedy. Y'all, times are getting a little dark. I mean, I'm sure it's not like fucking that. It's not like crazy dark, but there's some weird shit going on out there. And my YouTube feed is like just strings of people talking about it or saying like, let's not talk about it. And then it is just like, I don't know, it just like sits there. So here's some comedy specials. Wanda Sykes, basically anything from her, but on Netflix, not normal. Ali Wong has Hard Knock Wife and Baby Cobra. Like, she is outlandish. She is too much. So is Wanda. Wanda is great as well. Wanda's like the aunt I wish I had, you know? Ali Wong is, I want her to not raise me, but she is absolutely hilarious. We have Chelsea Handler, everybody knows who she is, and she, like, let me tell you, you guys know that I like to be a little vulgar, you guys know that I like to be a little bit rough around the edges. Chelsea Handler is like that times 10. Let me tell you, watch Uganda Be Kidding Me, and you will probably cry. On the other complete end of the spectrum, if you're looking for something a little bit more clean, anything by John Mulaney. And I find it so funny because my type of comedy is just so like different ends of the spectrum. But John Mulaney, if you're looking for like really, really hilarious, intelligent comedy, he's definitely one of the big go-tos there. I absolutely love him, anything by him. Last but not least, Ronnie Cheng. It's called Asian Comedian Destroys America. He's also fantastic. If you like angry comedians, Ronnie Cheng is going to be right up your alley. And then to finish this off, one of the things that I'm going to end up watching at some point is I think I'm going to watch some Ellen stand-up because I think that's what we need right about now. Regardless, thank you for sticking around. If you've made it to the very end, toss me any 2 emojis down in the comments below. If you don't have access to emojis, because I get it, sometimes we're keyboard and mouse, go ahead and toss me a ++ down in the comments below as well. I'm kind of I'm interested to see who actually makes it to the very, very end. But leave me your recommendations down in the comments below as well, or strengthen any of the recommendations that I already have for you. Just to let people know that I watched it, it was good, you should watch it too. But regardless, as always, that's it for me for now. Wow, I've jumbled everything together, but love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body, but like nobody else's body. And after you've touched anything else, watch your hands, but also call your loved ones. Anyway, you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.